Hey mama, welcome to this MOMDAY mobility flow specifically designed for breast or bottle feeding mums. If you're feeding your baby like I am and you often find yourself in these rounded shoulders, hunched over, awkward positions, then it might be leading to some pain, discomfort, feelings of stiffness. So in this flow, we're going to work on really opening up through the chest and getting some mobility through the upper mid back and the spine to hopefully reduce any of those symptoms. We're not going to be using any equipment for this, but we are going to need a bench or a chair for some thoracic extensions at the end. So when you're ready, let's jump into it. We're going to be starting this flow in a hands and knees position with our wrists directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. And you're going to take an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your tailbone up to the sky, lift your gaze. And then with your exhale, we're going to reverse that. So tucking the tailbone under, rounding through lower back, mid back, one vertebra at a time, upper back. Really think about pushing the ground away through your pinky fingers, creating that space and spreading through the shoulder blades. Finally tucking the chin. This is your cat. And then you're going to drop that rolling into your cow. Lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. And then flowing through those two movements, flexion and extension of the spine, just with your own breath. Remember, I am just here for guidance, so at any point through this flow, you feel like doing something else or something feels particularly good in your body, then that's okay. This is your flow. But I really want you to try and stick with your breath, pairing your breath with your movement. Taking those big inhales, full expansion of the rib cage. And then long exhales, trying to release tension and let go with those exhales. Last one here. And then we're going to tuck those toes and you're going to lift your hips up, coming into a down dog here. Pedaling out through the heels if that feels good for you, finding some length through the back of the legs. And then again, really think about pushing the ground away with your hands, dropping your chest towards your thighs, nice and active through the back, pushing the ground away, feeling that nice length through the spine, lifting up through the hips. And again, just nice, easy breathing here. And then when you're ready, you're going to drop your knees down wide, having your feet underneath together, underneath your bum, and then sitting your hips back, coming into a child's pose, dropping the forehead down to the floor. Reach your fingertips as far away from you as you can, feeling that length through the lats. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the right side, feeling a stretch through the side body. I like to place my left hand on top of my right hand, really feeling that length. And with your inhale, think about breathing into that lateral rib cage, so getting that full rib cage mobility. And then exhale, just let all the air go. One more deep breath here, really visualize the rib cage expanding, breathing into those side ribs. And then we're going to walk the hands back through center and over to the other side, placing the right hand on top of the left hand. And again, breathing into that lateral rib cage, getting that full rib cage expansion. And exhale, release. Nice, and then walk back through center, and you're going to pull yourself back up to that all fours position. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to place it on the back of my head, and then I'm going to drop my elbow towards my left wrist, and then opening up towards the sky, coming into that thoracic rotation. Again, finding as much range of motion as you can, but we're not pushing into any feelings of pain. We really want to work that rotation of the upper mid back. We often lack thoracic mobility during pregnancy, so it's something that we really want to work on postpartum, especially the upper mid back, the thoracic spine. Good, keep breathing. And then let's drop that hand back through center, left hand on the back of the head, drop that elbow down, and then come into your rotation on the other side. Noticing if one side feels any more restricted than the other side. And just really breathing into any areas that feel tight or stiff. Try not to cheat with this movement, so all that rotation's coming from the upper mid-back rather than through the hips or any other areas of the body. Just really try to isolate that movement. Nice job. Dropping that hand down. We're going to tuck those toes, coming back into our down dog one last time. Again, you can pedal out the legs here, or you can be in stillness. And then we're going to drop those knees down, and you're going to come down onto your belly, lowering all the way down. I'm going to have my forearms next to me, palms facing down, and then I'm just going to gently push myself up into this Sphinx pose. Again, finding that nice length through the spine. You can have your gaze up towards the ceiling here, thinking about drawing those shoulders down, letting the body be heavy. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can bring your hands in closer, push the ground away, coming all the way up into this up dog position. Again, just working on that nice mobility through the spine. One last deep breath here. And then you're going to lower yourself all the way down to the floor, and we're actually going to roll over onto our back now. And then from here, I'm going to hug my right knee up into my chest. And you can open the knee out to the side if you want to. Roll the hip around for some mobility. And then I'm going to take that knee and I'm going to drop it over towards the left side, coming into this supine twist. I like to use my left hand on my right knee, really drop that down to the floor for a little bit of an extra twist. But that's totally optional. Just find whatever's comfortable in your body. And then I like to have my gaze over my right shoulder here. Nice, let's come back through center, hug that knee up into your chest, and release it down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So straighten out those hips, and then hugging in the left knee to chest this time. You can do those hip openers if you want to, roll the hip around. And then when you're ready, you're gonna drop that knee over to the right side, coming into your supine twist. You can use your right hand just to drop that knee down a little bit closer to the floor, and then gaze over that left shoulder. Release. We're going to stay on our back. We're going to go back over to the right side, and this time we're going to come into kind of like a fetus position. Now if you want to, you can place a pillow between the legs just to level out the pelvis here. We're going to place our right hand on top of our left hand, and then we're just going to open up over to that left side. Again, your gaze is going to follow. This is called the open book stretch. So you can imagine that your hands or your arms are like pages of a book opening, reaching out to the other side, and then close. And then again, try not to cheat the movements. We really want to think about keeping our knees stacked and our hips stacked, so nothing moves with the lower body. All of this rotation is coming from the upper mid back. And then that's our last one on this side. We're going to roll back through center, and then we're going to come into that fetus position on the other side. Straightening out the arms, so left hand on top of the right hand, and then opening up the pages of the book. Notice if you pulled your top leg back as you rotated. Really try and keep those knees stacked and hips stacked, forcing that rotation to come from the upper spine. And And then don't forget to breathe. Last one on this side. Good job. And then you're going to push yourself up and swing around sitting on your bum. From here, we're going to have our feet out nice and wide in front of us, and we're just going to drop or windscreen wiper our knees. So dropping one knee in towards the midline and then shifting. And then stopping either side. We're going to come into a little side body opener. So I'm going to start with my right leg in front, my left leg back, reaching up and over with my right arm. Again, finding that nice rib cage expansion on this side. And then I like to use my other hand to push against that knee to really come into that opening. Nice job. Place the hands behind you, switch the legs. Reaching up and over, and then if you want to, coming into more of a twist here. Nice job. Release. Okay, I'm going to come into a cross-leg position now, or any position that feels comfortable for you. I'm going to place my forearms together, palms together, rounding through the back. And then I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to open up my chest, reaching my arms out to this kind of cactus or goalpost position, stretching through the chest. And then close, rounding through the back, and then opening up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up, finding that length. Nice, last one here, open up. And release, nice work. Okay, now we're going to use our bench or our chair, and I'm going to come into that same position with those goalpost arms, placing my forearms on the bench, and then I'm going to drop my chest through, down towards the floor, and you should feel that amazing stretch through the chest as you drop down, keeping those hips up high. This is a goalpost stretch, and you can do this at any point after breastfeeding. It feels so good to just open up through the chest after holding your baby. I also highly recommend getting your setup for breastfeeding with a nice pillow, pillows around you for support, getting nice and comfortable and supportive for breastfeeding. And release. Nice work. Okay, final pose that we're going to do is going to be thoracic extension. So we're going to do the same thing on the bench, but we're going to have our elbows nice and close now. And then same thing, you're going to drop your chest through that gap. You can also do this against a countertop throughout the day, just coming into that thoracic extension rather than those rounded shoulders. And again, just really breathing here. Last big inhale. Fill the rib cage. And then exhale, come up and release. Good job. Thank you so much for joining me for that very quick mobility flow. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more open. You can repeat this daily, multiple times throughout the day, just to find some relief from those hunched over positions. I'm so happy that you joined me for this flow, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye, Mama. If you enjoyed that movement session and you're looking for more videos just like that, you can join me over on the MOMDAY app, where I have pregnancy and postpartum specific workouts, mobility, labor preparation, and education. It's all free to try for 7 days. I'll leave the link down below.